Hey, what's up guys? Want to do a video review of the Black Ops Kilo Triple Flame lighter. But you get this whole little setup, which is pretty cool, and I'll go over everything in the review. So first thing we have is this nice carry case, okay, hard plastic, you know, running over a car, all kinds of crap. It's gonna go through pretty much everything you want it to, unless you're purposely trying to break it. It's not gonna break. It does have a lanyard on it. I personally would take it off because I don't use something like this, but if you want to, you can carry it on your wrist or attach it to another bag or something if you want to hang it on the outside. But you have these two clasps, okay, in the front. Very sturdy, you know, lock on these. You know, when they snap down, they really snap down pretty good. All right, you do have a spot on the side here to throw a padlock if you want. So if you wanted to lock this case up to keep everything inside from grubby hands, you can certainly do so. But anyway, once we pop this case open, we'll find a couple things. All right, first thing is this little instruction booklet, which tells you how to fill the lighter and all that kind of stuff, warranty information, things like that. So there you go, there's where the contact information if you want to contact them directly. All right, so in this pouch here, first thing you notice is this yellow piece. This yellow piece is a removable rubber seal, okay? This keeps the container, this whole box waterproof, okay, which is very, very cool, all right? Also keeps it airtight as well. Now you'll find two things here. Obviously, we have this contraption, I'll go over in a second, but most importantly, we have the lighter, all right? Because this review is basically on the lighter, but just happens to come with all this other stuff. So first, let's talk about the lighter. Let's move this other stuff out of the way for a moment. So here's the lighter. See, Black Ops. Now this one is kind of a pewter grayish silver with black. Now there were a couple different versions of this. There was a black version, there was a very nice like sage green, there's a desert brown, and there's a silver. Now the color would be where you see the black here. So all the models have the same front design and look. But I was just briefly looking at it, and the only other color that's available at the moment or in stock from buylighters.com, which is of course where I got this one. I'll put a link in the description box to this, but currently it looks like they only have the black and the brown. All right, so here's the lighter. It's very comfortable in the hand. The whole back here is rounded. You can see the overall shape if I give you a top view of that, but very comfortable in the hand. Okay, how to use this lighter is basically push this down, and as you're pushing this down, this lid will lift up and then the flame will come out of here. All right, I'll get to that in a second, but it is a butane lighter. There's your filling nozzle right there, okay? And you can also adjust this, see the two notches? Just take your flathead screwdriver, you adjust it, turn it towards the plus sign for a higher flame and towards the minus to lower the flame. There's your body screw if you want to take it apart and look at the inside, or to fix it yourself, but I wouldn't ever recommend fixing your own lighters unless it's a real cheap lighter. I wouldn't bother. You can always send it to the factory and they'll fix it or replace it. But anyway, what's pretty cool about this lighter is it has a built-in punch cutter. All right, basically this little nib on the end, you lift that up and it springs out just like that. And there's your punch cutter. What is a punch cutter? If you do not know, it is for cigars. So you take your cigar and the rim of this is sharpened. Okay, so you take your cigar and you push it onto the edge here and give it a little twist as you're pushing, and it will cut out a little section like that, okay, to prep your cigar for smoking. Makes a perfect little hole in the end. It's a very standard size punch cutter. It's very cool, it's very effective. If you're a cigar smoker, it's a very good thing to have. If you're not a cigar smoker, it's not going to be as useful to you, but of course you can punch a hole that shape and size into whatever you want. But it's meant for cigars. But it packs away nice and neat here. The sharp edge is obviously not exposed at all. It's towards the inner handle. All right, so you're not going to cut yourself or anything on it. And it does stay in there very secure. Doesn't matter how hard you get to shake that, you're not going to open it up on accident. All right, and it is a sturdy hinge, so even if you're pushing very hard with your cigars, you're not going to snap that easily. All right, so that's a pretty cool little feature on the lighter. It is a triple flame lighter. Now I'm going to open this just enough to show you the inside but not light it. And you can hear that. That's all the gas coming out. But if I open this just a crack, you'll see our three separate jets. Then they all work in unison to create one big flame, but they're three individual flames. Now as you open this all the way, it will lift the lid, release the fuel, and then click, which gives you a spark, which lights the fuel and gives you fire. So all in one motion, all right? And there you go. Very cool, very strong triple flame. Awesome. All right. Having all that surface area is really good for lighting your cigars or toasting them, because they do happen to have, at least most of them, are larger. Okay. Yes, you have smaller cigars like cigarillos, which you would light as if you were lighting a cigarette. But a lot of cigars are thicker gauges, different ring sizes. You have a lot of surface area. So to take a regular flame lighter and to go around, it takes a little bit longer. It's not a big deal. But having something like this, with those triple jets like that, it makes it very easy to toast the end of your cigar and get it going. Of course, if you don't smoke a cigar and you want the lighter for something else, it just provides more fire in one area. So it makes lighting things very effective, whether you're lighting fireworks or whatever. Doesn't make a difference. It's very effective. Now the ignition button here is pretty cool. There's 3 little raised areas for grip. Okay, but when I use this lighter, I don't tend to do it like that. Although you can, it's very comfortable. You can use any finger. It doesn't take much pressure to slide it and open it. But I tend to use this little shelf here. You can see how it sticks out. It protrudes quite a bit. That gives you a very positive grip on it. So I surpass this, and I just go right for the tip of my thumb and grab that. And it works beautifully. So it's really, really cool. All right, now that's just a lighter. In addition to the lighter, you get the case, of course, like I showed you, but you also get this thing. This thing is a cigar guillotine cutter. All right, we flip it over and you'll see the 2 blades. So we have the housing here, and then each side moves independently. But you hold it like this, and then you put your cigar in here, and I'm gonna move my finger, and then you snip off the end, okay? Now what's unique about this one is most guillotine cutters are a flow-through design. So you can pick exactly where you want to cut off your cigar. This has an actual plate on the back, okay? So this is either a pro or a con, depending on what your style is of cutting a cigar, but I think this is great, particularly for beginner cigar smokers, because they may not be used to using something like this. And this will give you a very consistent cut every single time, because when you put a cigar in, here's another cigar, I'll use the demo, it can only go in so far. Whereas if you're new to using one and it has a free floating or flow through design, you can end up cutting off too much and end up making the other end look like that, as opposed to just taking off a little bit. So I'll show you how much this actually cuts on this fresh cigar. Okay, these blades are razor sharp, and the only purpose for this tool is to cut the cigar. But again, how cigars come is just like that. You can't just light the end and smoke it. You need to remove the outer layer of tobacco or paper to be able to let the smoke flow through. So this is how this is going to look and how you would use it. Push this against the plate, all right, squeeze until you'll feel a little resistance once it hits the cigar, and just continue squeezing. And it will snip off a little piece off the end, okay, which is right there. You can see they are razor sharp, like razor blades. All right, so there's your little end. You remove that, and now you have an exposed end of your cigar so you can smoke. All right, as opposed to the punch cutter, which I prefer a punch cutter. It just makes a cleaner, awesome hole. I just like the way they work, but some people do prefer this style of cutter. Either way, it's gonna be very effective, and you'll get your cigars ready to go. All right, so you have that, you have your lighter, and you have this case. Now this case is pretty cool because it can serve basically 3 purposes. One is to house all your stuff if you want to just travel with your little kit here and on the go, wherever you want to be. Maybe bring your cigars or whatever you're using your lighter for. But I wouldn't do this, okay? I would use this case for 2 purposes. First of all, I take the lighter out and this out. All right, and I would just store these wherever I wanted them. But what's cool is that you can remove this insert. This whole insert pulls right out. All right, and you'll notice there's an extra piece of foam here, and they have ridges in it, as well as the top has ridges in it. And you can see there's 2 pieces of tape here, double-sided tape, so you'd undo the little covering, and you can actually just stick this to the bottom and ensure that it will not move. And this turns into a travel cigar case. All right, this is a little humidifier. Okay, so you would moisten this, and this would keep your cigars moist so they wouldn't dry out. Again, remember we have that airtight seal on this and waterproof seal. Okay, So now you can fit your cigars in here. Of course, you are limited on size. You cannot do very long cigars, although you can do different gauges. It doesn't matter if it's skinnier like this or a fatter gauge. It will accommodate some pretty fat cigars, but not very, very long ones. All right, and you can load up with 4 cigars, as you can see, and you close it up and you're ready to go. Now you have a travel cigar case, which I think is awesome. But because although I do enjoy an occasional cigar, it is very rare that I smoke cigars, I won't use this for this purpose, okay? But instead, I'll leave the foam in here and I'll just have a protective case for whatever I want. I could put anything here. I could put some Zippo stuff in here. I could put maybe 2 or 3 knives in here if I want to travel with knives. You know, close the case. I could throw a lock on it if I want. I don't feel it's necessary because if someone were to steal all the stuff inside, they'd just steal the whole case. It's not that big. But I think it's pretty cool. You have some different options here. All right, now if you wanted to, you could pull the top out here. This is kind of glued in, but if you definitely did not want to ever use this for a cigar case, you could pull this foam out. You can pull out the humidifier and the bottom piece. Now you just basically have a hard plastic shell that's waterproof and airtight for whatever kind of goodies you want to store in there. But I think this is really cool. It's just, it's an awesome set, the whole thing. I think the lighter is cool itself. But this whole thing, the case, the lighter, the cutter, the whole deal is on sale right now for $33.99. And there is free shipping on most of the stuff on the site. Again, this was from buylighters.com. The link will be directly to this, but of course you can shop around. They carry Zippos and stuff. People are constantly asking me good sources for Zippos online. And there's plenty of really good sites, but this is just another trustworthy site that I've personally used many times in the past. So if you're interested, check it out. But for 34 bucks, I think the lighter is awesome for $34. I think it's a very good, high quality lighter. But the addition of the case and the cutter and everything, it's just pretty cool. It's a great little setup. So I want to do a review on it. I love it. I will continue to love it. And like I said, I'm not going to store my lighter in here. I'll take the lighter out. I'll take the cutter out. I'm not going to use the cutter very often because, again, I'm not a huge cigar smoker. And if I were going to cut them, I would use the punch cutter. But I'll use this case for something else, for all kinds of goodies. So that's all. Just want to do a review on this. A lot of people showed some interest, so I figured I'd do a video on it. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I certainly hope, you know, if you get this, you'll give me your opinions on it. Post your comments down below if you happen to already have this. Let me know what you think of it. As far as the lighter longevity, you know, will it have issues in the future? If it does, I will certainly give you an update like anything else. If I have problems in the future, I'll let you know about it. But anything that I've ever reviewed before, not just lighters, even knives, if everything has been the same and my opinions have not changed, you won't see update videos on it. But if things do go wrong or something breaks and I don't like it, or you know, maybe it doesn't hold fuel very good or something like that, I'll certainly let you know. So that's all. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your time. As always, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.